Coming up on today's show, we're going to take a look at some NBA Summer League winners and losers with the Summer League wrapping up tonight. And I want to know from you guys, be real with me. Did you watch any Summer League games this year? If you did, type Y for yes. If you did not, type in for no. We'll put a cap on Summer League coming up on today's show. What's up, guys? Harrison Graham here with another episode of NBA Now by Chat Sports. Like I said, we're going to break down some winners and losers from the 2023 NBA Summer League in Las Vegas. So let's go ahead and dive on into it. We're going to start with a winner. That is Chet Holmgren, who played in just a couple games, but I was glad to see him play after he missed his rookie season. He put on 12 to 15 pounds of muscle, and to me, it's pretty clear that I think Chet's going to help this Thunder team take that next step and be a playoff team next year. They made the play-in last year, won a play-in game, but then lost that second one, so couldn't get into the NBA playoffs bracket. But they've got a really nice young core with Josh Giddey, SGA, Chet Holmgren now into the mix, Lou Dort, some other key guys as well. I think they're a playoff team this year, and I think Chet's going to help them get there. Brandon Miller is in the loser category. Now, to Miller's credit, he did finally put a solid game together and hit the final game he did play. Played in just 3 games in Las Vegas, but his split's just not that good. I mean, he averaged 17 and 8, so cool, but 35.4% from the field, 26% from 3, and those got inflated after a very strong final game. He also struggled in the 2 games Charlotte played in the Utah Summer League, so just not a very good showing for Brandon Miller. Now, he's a talented scorer. He certainly showed off his game at times. The shot just wasn't falling, but he's not an elite athletic guy. He's not bouncy, so he's going to have to find other ways to score, which I think he will, but it could take him some time to translate to the NBA level. Got to throw Amon Thompson and Scoot Henderson together here as they both fall into the losers category just because that they both suffered injuries in their first game for their respective teams. Now, I'm high on Amon Thompson and Scoot Henderson, especially Scoot. I mean, he only played a little bit of that first game, but I think he had 11 points in the first quarter. He was attacking early and often. His athleticism is off the charts in comparison, especially to a Brandon Miller. Got to wonder how that's going to play out over time between those two with Portland and Charlotte. Thompson, I really like his size for the Rockets as well. Not serious injuries, but just a bummer we didn't get to see them play a little bit more. Now, who's going to have the better rookie season? If you think it's going to be Brandon Miller, type BM. If you're rolling with Scoot Henderson, type SH. I like Scoot, man. I think especially once Dame gets traded, the ball is going to be in his hands a lot for the Trailblazers. I'm going to go with Scoot Henderson, and I wouldn't be shocked if he won Rookie of the Year. Jabari Smith Jr. entering his second year as the number 1 pick from last year with the Houston Rockets. Like Chet, played in just a couple of games, but I like what the Rockets did. They played everything through him. They used him as like a point forward, and boy, did he dominate. He did exactly what you want a second-year NBA player to do as a former number 1 pick. Scored a ton, dished the rock, rebounded, efficient. 35.5 points per game, 7 boards, 4 assists. I think he had 6 or 7 in that second game he played as well. The handle looks improved. That was kind of a issue with him as a rookie. His ball handle wasn't that strong, so it kind of limited what he could do as a scorer. I think he's ready to take that next step and be part of this Rockets young nucleus moving forward. Hit that subscribe button here on Chat Sports. If you love the NBA, we are the channel for you. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. NBA, NFL, college football coverage. We do it all here at Chat Sports. Some more winners and losers from Summer League. A winner in Keyonte George. Look, I said this one before the draft. I said it when he got drafted. I'll say it now. Very boomer bust type prospect, but he was fantastic during the NBA Summer League. Shot the ball exceptionally well. I think he was like 53% from the field, 44% from 3. I think Keyonte George has a chance to be a really, really good player if he can keep his head on straight. I think his IQ at times at Baylor was not the best, but so far so good in the Summer League. Jake LaRavia, a second-year player for the Memphis Grizzlies. It was a puzzling draft pick at the time last year, the forward out of Wake Forest, and I think it continues to be troubling. He was in and out of the rotation as a rookie, and his shooting splits in the Summer League, not great, 37.5% from the field, 31.4% from 3. The three-point shot is the one thing you expect him to be able to do consistently. That has not shown up. So I have concerns about him as a former first-round pick. I think the Grizzlies expect a lot more. And when you're a win-now team like Memphis, you can't afford to miss on first-round picks. So far, that one's been a bummer for the Grizz. Cam Whitmore is next up on our Summer League winners and losers, and he, of course, was a big story on NBA draft night, and boy, has he played well during the NBA Summer League. I mean, he's been bouncy, he's been explosive, the defensive intensity has been there. We knew that was a big part of his game. Coming out of Villanova, kind of a 3-and-D type of prospect, but he was more than just the 3 offensively. I mean, he was handling the rock, pulling off some step backs, some athletic takes to the rim. I haven't seen his medicals, so I don't know what the concerns were there on draft night, but I'm not too concerned about that right now if I'm the Houston Rockets. Cam Whitmore, I thought, played really, really well during the Summer League. And the NBA did announce their Summer League all-first team here. Keyonte George, Sam Merrill, Cam Whitmore, Orlando Robinson, and Hunter Tyson. So some more winners here that we're not discussing in further detail. But Cam Whitmore, kudos to you. I think he's taken out that frustration on falling on draft night. Now, who do you guys think was the best player during the NBA Summer League this year? If you had to pick one guy who stood out over anybody else, let me know who that player is down in the comments section down below. Best player during the Summer League. It wasn't Kobe Bufkin. Yikes. He really struggled with his shot throughout Summer League. Shot 30-something% from the field, 20-something% from 3. Was not there. Now, we always love to overreact to Summer League, right? Every single year. It's not the most organized level of basketball I've ever seen, but we got to pick some guys who stand out and some guys who didn't. He did not. It was not a pretty sight for the young guard, so I think it's going to take him some time in the NBA. Now, good news is the Hawks are pretty good at that guard spot with Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, but we'll see how Bufkin performs during the regular season. Now, who was the most disappointing player during the NBA Summer League this year? Was it Kobe Bufkin? Was it Brandon Miller? Was it someone else? Let us know. There's always someone who stands out, not on the good side of things. Emoni Bates stood out in a good way. Look, former number 1 overall recruit, had some issues at Memphis that popped up, had to leave, went to Eastern Michigan, very inconsistent, but got drafted late in the second round by the Cavaliers. And look, he looks like an NBA scorer, man. Like, I don't know if he's going to play much defense. I don't know if the efficiency is always going to be there, but he's a bucket. I mean, he really is. I mean, he kind of reminds me of a longer Jamal Crawford. I mean, he's just kind of got that street ball to his game, right? Like, he can score at all 3 levels. Really nifty handle, step back J. The jumper looks good. I think he shot 41% from 3, like 43% from the field. If that's kind of who he is, low mid 40s from the field, high 30s from 3. That'll play in the NBA, especially when you can handle the rock as well. Be nice if he could add on some weight and become a little bit better of a defender. And let's talk about Victor Wembenyama just a little bit. What were some of the takeaways there? Obviously played in 2 games. Didn't put him in the winner or loser category because really struggled in the first game. He admitted he was lost out there. Now, I think that was taken out of context. I think he more meant like, look, I just met these dudes and we've practiced twice, so yeah, I felt a little bit uncomfortable. And then he was able to make adjustments and really balled out in that second game. And I think he's going to be just fine. I think it was a good move to have him just play the 2 games. I know some people weren't a fan of him doing that, but this is a major asset that you've invested in if you're San Antonio. You don't need him to play 2 or 3 more Summer League games. So excited to see how he performs as a rookie and how all these other guys do when they're playing against guys who have been in the NBA for 5, 10, 15 years. So I'm a fan of Victor Wembanyama. I think he's going to be a stud in this league, and I think he'll be right there in the mix to win Rookie of the Year. All right, guys, that's it. Those are our Summer League winners and losers. Shout out to everyone who played this year in Vegas. Best of luck to their futures. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm Harrison Graham signing off. We'll see you guys soon.